Welcome to the Echoes of Enlightenment podcast, where we talk about spiritual awakenings, spirituality, life lessons, and overall self-development. On this episode, we'll be talking about the power of spirituality in general and why it's a small group of people who buy into it. Spirituality is just as important as the physical reality that we see on a daily basis. The reason why we don't understand how important the spiritual side of things are is because it's not taught, and it's meant to stay suppressed. The spiritual side of life, I would say, might even be more important than what we see in our everyday reality. I believe what goes on the inside of us presents itself on the outside of us. Where does intuition come from? Where does the gut feeling come from that we have? Where does our thoughts come from? How can we think about a person and then they call us a second later? Person we haven't thought about in years. Or even somebody that we know. They cross our mind and then they call. And then when that happens, why does it always turn into, oh, wow, that was a crazy coincidence? There's got to be a reason why spirituality isn't taught in schools. There's something very powerful about it that they don't want everybody to know. But the thing about spirituality is that it can't be hidden forever. It's something that you can't control on the outside. You can't put spirituality into a box. I mean, you could try. But if spirituality is on the inside and it's energy that you can't see, there's no way to contain that. The energy that spirituality brings is otherworldly. It's from somewhere we don't know. But it gives us hope. It guides us in the direction we're supposed to go, if you even know it's there. When you do finally realize what it is, how it works, and what it's for, then you're able to use it to guide you, because it's there for you. Your spiritual team is there to help you all the time. And when you buy into that there could be something more than just what you see, then that's the first step to changing your life. When you embrace the energy that you can't see, which is spirituality, the way you work with that is through faith. And faith is the energy that you can't see. It's off of belief and trust and surrender. When you have all three of those, that's when the universe can work through you. And we've all heard the saying that God works in mysterious ways. It's the absolute truth. God works in mysterious ways. We've all had to step out on faith from time to time. Pretty much every time that we step out on faith, you win. Whether it's you get the job, you win, or you don't get the job, you still win, because stepping out on faith was exiting a situation that was there that you no longer wanted to be in, but you didn't have anywhere else to go, but you knew you needed to leave. And you stepped out on faith like, well, something's going to work out for me when I leave whatever situation this is. And you take that leap of faith. Leap of faith is not literally, but jumping off a mountain where there's clouds at the bottom and you can't see the bottom. But under the clouds there's a net. But you don't know the net's there. That's a leap of faith. Just knowing that you will be caught. And when you start working with spirituality and your spiritual team and God, and working off of faith, hope, and belief, you're a powerful person. Really powerful. That true divine person will come out of you. It's there. And that's where God lies within us. If you think back, before iPhones, Netflix, all the distractions that we have, all we had was time to just be. We were in nature. We spent a lot of time looking at the stars, connecting, grounding. Our feet were on the ground, absorbing the earth's nutrients. We were connected as one. There's something that we all knew back then. And there was literally writing on the wall of how this place worked and the energy that we all possessed and how to use it. It was just passed down. But at some point, someone drew the line and stopped passing it down. Doesn't mean that they got rid of the knowledge, but it had stopped being passed down from generation to generation. So over time, we stopped using these spiritual gifts that we were born with. And we stopped tapping into the spirituality that we once knew. And it's been suppressed with Instagram, with all these different distractions. It's in us, but it's at the very bottom. There's tons of things on top before we could even reach that, before we could even reach it again. And I think that that's done on purpose. If we were all tapped into our spirituality and know that there's a bigger reason why we're here and not superficial reasons, and that we're all one, that we all vibrate as one on this planet, this will be a beautiful place. Everybody would know their power. We all have different spiritual gifts. But if you don't even know anything about spirituality, how would you even know about spiritual gifts? And these spiritual gifts are to help one another. They're here to lift each other. Someone might have a different spiritual gift. Somebody might have something else. Somebody might have something else. And if we all use that power together, this would be a whole different place. It'd be one big team. Instead of a group running the whole show. So all this ancient knowledge is kept away somewhere, and only a few people can access it through the books. But we can all access it within ourselves. It's only suppressed. It's still in us. And this world needs to vibrate at a certain frequency. It's like a seesaw. It needs to balance. And if the balance is off, it's just not going to work. If one side's higher than the other. And I think that's why a lot of people are actually waking up nowadays, lately, is because you can't outdo nature. Nature's going to do its own thing. You can't stop a weed from growing. It'll even come through the concrete. It doesn't matter. It's going to happen. So people are going to wake up because this vibration needs to level itself out. You can't suppress what naturally was supposed to happen forever. You can't do that. You can't outdo nature. So as more and more people awaken and realize that we're here for a bigger reason than just superficial, different skin colors, all that, we'll realize that we're one. That we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Once we realize that, that's when the vibration arises on earth, which is happening right now. Anytime that there's something that people are steering you away from, at least look into it. At least look into it to see why people are being steered away from it. Whether it's bad or good, you can still look and see what the reason is. But if somebody's like, hey, don't even look that way, don't check out this, don't look into this, why do they not want you to look into it? Or if somebody brings it up, oh, they're crazy. Yeah, listen to them talk, they're crazy. Meanwhile, they're using every bit of what they're calling you crazy for. They're using the exact same thing. So I'm going to keep this short. Yeah, I'm going to end this right here. Until next time.